The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is Universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it. All right, so sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way. We call it the 10-minute drill. At the end, Beef, what are we handing out today?
A drill.
Pre-Thanksgiving gift.
At the end of the 10-minute drill, we will hand out a $25 gift card to Woody's Barbecue to one lucky Guggen, so stay tuned for that.
Do you guys ever make this mistake? I find myself doing this. Say I'll go to I'll go to the Dailies Dash on Saturday, and somehow I'll find myself ordering a turkey sandwich. I don't know how or why I do that, but it seems like every year Thanksgiving I'll eat more turkey than enough to grow feathers on Thursday and Friday. Yet the first time I go grab a sandwich somewhere, I fall back on turkey. I don't know.
I've always enjoyed the leftover turkey.
No, that's good stuff too.
And the sandwich, if you get one of those little, make a couple of those Hawaiian rolls or something.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Throw a little mayo. Throw a little mayo on that thing.
Oh, yuck. You just ruined it. You had me. The problem with the turkey, to me, the white meat gets awful dry awful quick.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah, I like the dark meat with turkey. I like the white meat when it's first carved. You carve the turkey. No, you don't carve the turkey. You don't know how to use an electric knife. You'd end up killing somebody. It'd be like a Julia Child's Saturday Night Live commercial.
Never carved a turkey.
Never in your life?
Never.
You got to live a little, friend.
Nah, I'm good.
You get that electric knife. It's not that hard.
No, it's not.
But I don't exactly know where I'm supposed to cut, so that's annoying. Inevitably, I'll cut down behind the wing, and then I'll end up trying to pull the wing off. It's a disaster. But I have done it every year, in fact. Not this year. We're going off this year.
You're going off.
We're going to a big party, 80 people. No, I'm kidding.
Oh dear.
No, we're not doing it at home. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Good.
Lots of things going on in the world of sports as we get ready for crazed football weekend. College basketball does start.
All kinds of good games.
There's a lot of games that have been canceled, but there's a lot of games that are being played. It's going to be, again, I don't quite understand it, but listen, if I flip on a college basketball game and it's on,
I'm not asking any questions.
I'll be glad to watch it.
If these teams that are playing out of the gates and they get sick and they got to take 2 weeks off, so be it. But in the meantime, we've got some really good games. It is funny, though, how the perspective changes, right?
Yeah.
It's worse now than it was in March.
Yes.
And we shut down the sports world. You learn to live through and negotiate and test, and things have come a long way. But I think that speaks to the progress that we've made in identifying and controlling as best you can, because back in March, we completely stopped playing sports of any kind.
And yet we're sitting here wondering this morning if we're going to have a Thursday night NFL game because we've had an outbreak with the Ravens. And so we're waiting to hear on what they're going to do. Or the Ravens might wait till tomorrow and travel.
I think they'll play that game Sunday or Monday if it's canceled. That game's got to be played.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a throwaway. I mean, that's the biggest game in the division. It's one of the top 4 or 5 games in the entire AFC all year. It'll go a long way towards determining if Baltimore's a playoff team. The Steelers are undefeated. You've got that, potential legacy hanging over you. So this is the NFL will play the game unless there's more positives. I mean, the Ravens will just be out of luck with a couple of linebackers and a couple of running backs out, and they'll just have to make the best, quote, worst of it. Meanwhile, Washington, you feel sorry for Wisconsin. If I'm Wisconsin, I'm putting the balls up. That's it. We tried.
Yeah.
They're now ineligible for the Big Ten title game. Now, after losing to Northwestern, they probably were already.
They lost another game
They
this
lost
week,
another. They played
Minnesota.
They played 3, and they've lost 4. And Wisconsin and Minnesota have played 113 years in a row.
Yeah.
113 years. They started playing in 1903, man.
That's sad.
Yeah. If you're a Wisconsin or Minnesota fan.
When the world went to war, they were like, no, we're playing.
Now we're going to keep playing.
Yeah.
There's no World War I or II. No.
Yeah.
Vietnam, nah. We're playing.
Someone's going to win this axe.
Yeah.
Very scary situation.
A couple SEC games are out, too, by the way.
In football?
Yeah.
What are the most recent?
What do we got? No Tennessee Vandy, is that correct?
Oh, is that right? Those two. Now, is that rescheduled, or are we running out of places to shove these games?
We're running out of time here.
No, it's interesting. I'm running through the college football playoff rankings.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, to me, it's not as much about whether or not you're in the top 4 right now. I think, to me, it's more about do you or do you not control your own destiny? See what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you're in the 4 if you win your games, you know you're in.
Yeah.
And so to that end, we got a narrow field, Dan. I mean, it seems like, well, it's only the first, it's only the first ranking. So, there's a long way to go, that kind of thing. I did see that no team ranked number 3 in the initial poll went on to make the playoffs. So that could be a bad omen for Clemson, and maybe they will lose to Notre Dame again. But they're the only teams to me that control their destiny are Alabama, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Clemson, Florida.
Arkansas, Missouri. I'm sorry. Arkansas, Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alabama, Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Clemson. Florida and Northwestern, you could argue, are the only 6 teams that really have a chance to make the playoff, or at least control their route to the playoff. Like Texas A&M could win out. It won't matter if Florida wins the SEC championship.
Yes.
Or Oregon could win out.
Yes.
And but because of the lack of games, I can't say for sure that they control their destiny.
Pac-12 were way down the list too.
Well, you know what?
Way down the
It's
list.
because you started playing in November.
Well, I mean,
Listen,
they started a week after the Big Ten.
We learned a big.
So why are you quick to give the Big
I'll
Ten
tell you
all
why.
kinds of credit?
Because I didn't give them all kinds of credit.
Well,
I said Ohio State I'd put in. No one else have I given all kinds of credit.
Well, I mean,
in fact, we learned a lesson from the Big Ten that may have hurt the Pac-12. Last week, I got people telling me Wisconsin's the second best team in the country.
yeah.
I mean, it takes some time and some games to determine if the pretenders are separated from the contenders. I don't think Ohio State, that amount of games matters as much as it would for.
Well, they beat Indiana by a touch, and their season is basically over until they play Northwestern,
who's also
who's probably a good team, not a great team. Be my guess, but we'll see.
Well, Indiana's 12th. Florida beat Georgia.
I'm just saying, you're being awful dismissive of the Pac-12 right off the rip, but yet you're Ohio State, you're Wisconsin, you're
Well, how am I awfully
Northwestern.
dismissive? I
said they're ranked way
put
down
Oregon
low.
in there. I put Oregon in maybe they are in it. That's
They
not
control their
dismissive.
own destiny.
They're 3-0, Hick. These other teams you want to talk about haven't played any games. They played more than 3. Now Ohio State's only played 4. Ohio State's at another level to me. I mean, whether or not that's right or wrong, I think I know Ohio State's.
And Oregon
dominant.
only has 3 games left.
Well,
Plus their
that's 6. That's
plus
not
their game.
That's not 8 or 9 or whatever the ultimate tally could be for.
Yeah.
Ohio State will get to 8 or 9, right? 8, I guess. They could play 3 more in a championship game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Notre Dame's 8-0 right now. You feel like you know who they are.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But to me, I'll throw. Or I don't know if Oregon controls this destiny because of the lack of games. That's why I did.
Well, Oregon and USC are the two. Oregon and USC are the 2 biggest boys in the Pac-12, and they're both undefeated, and nobody even gives them a mention. I mean, USC was ranked like 18th. What were they in the poll yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, fairly or unfairly, I just think when you're trying to judge, you look at a USC team that in the very final seconds was able to squeak them out against Arizona State and Arizona.
Well, then they turned around and hammered Utah, though.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's interesting.
I don't know what sometimes we get talking around in circles. I don't know what you want out of this. Like sometimes it's this side, and sometimes it's the other. I'm
not after anything. I'm just pointing out the fallacies in these ridiculous. I'll tell you something else that sort of annoyed me, and I don't know why. Why does the quote committee? And you answer me this question. In this time of uncertainty and Thanksgiving week, why in the hell does the committee all need to travel to the hotel in Dallas and sit down and meet in
Gotta
person?
be face to face.
What? I mean, why? I mean, seriously, we couldn't do this one on a Zoomer? Does that make? Am I wrong? Or I mean, with everything going on,
I don't see why it couldn't be done on Zoom. No, that seems kind of silly.
Why are we even wasting $1 and having these nincompoops travel first class to Dallas to congregate for 2 days at some hotel, the Gaylord Hotel out there, I believe is where they go, and meet. And I was like, what are we doing? Like this, I don't know. It was just weird. It was weird.
Register with me where people choose to
you
have
don't
their
care
meetings.
because you didn't watch the show and see them all around the big table, spread out.
It's a good visual.
Their
It's
masks
got a TV show to do here.
I
promoting a
guess.
healthy work environment.
But yet, the guys who are there to break it all down and ask the questions are all at their homes.
Well, it just shows the media is a lot more scared than college football playoff members.
Is that what
I
it
guess.
is?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I'm just
yeah.
throwing that out there. Like, what
Again, the whole thing is ridiculous. We were taking standards and practices months ago when it was less than it is now, and we're doing more now than we did then.
Yeah.
So I guess that just comes down to preference. Those guys didn't mind flying in, I guess, and sitting at their round table, and the ESPN guys are I don't know why. Maybe their own policy is to stay home. Perhaps. I don't know.
It was fascinating.
The bottom line with the college football play, like on the text line, Miami controls. If Miami wins out, they're in. I'm talking about teams that control their destiny. That means it doesn't matter who loses in front of them.
Yeah.
Miami only gets in. Yeah, if they win out, they could get in.
Yeah.
But they would need other teams to lose. That's what control your own destiny means. So, anyway. Well, gang, we have not inspired. Oh, somehow that answer that I just gave gets answered. There is no answer to my answer. The fact is that Miami needs other teams to lose. So anyway, I don't know how much of a boon it will be for you. The Friday 5-pack performance by the host of this show has been quite miserable lately, so it's a good week to add games, as we always do for Thanksgiving. The 5-pack becomes a 6-pack in honor of the Corona that I'll be cracking open tomorrow. This is The Drill. It is a CPR Contracting Wednesday.
Danny, I need a number, baby.
Listen, caller number 1, Beef, right off the rip, 641-1010. If you're quick-fingered, what are you going to get?
You're going to go home with a $25 gift card to dine on some delicious Woody's barbecue. Just be calling number 1 right now, 641-1010.